Jacob, what do you think there, Jacob? You want to go back to the 20s, or what do you want to do?
Yes.
All right. He said yes. Just shows you guys I don't call the shots around here. All right. I'm just the mouthpiece here. All right. So this is really, really cool. The story behind the team that inspired this year's throwback uniform. What, Jacob?
Right
now I can't. Oh, here. It's war in the Pacific. Get your buckets and let's go. Got to go to practice and I got to go kill a few. Never mind.
Buy your war bonds right now. Get your war bonds.
All right. Damn, this gets off the rails so quick. All right. So the Green Bay Packers professionals, state and Northwest champions is what it says here in 1923, right? And it's I guess the credit goes to the Stiller photo. I don't know if Stiller was maybe the person that took the picture. Look at this crew right here, boys. Seriously. Who's messing with that bunch?
Who's the second one from the left on the bottom?
This guy?
No, to the right.
Over here?
No, second one from the left on the bottom.
Oh,
who's that
man?
Hey,
that's Opie Taylor's brother. What's his name? Ron Howard's brother? What's that look like? You know what I'm talking about? I'm not an attractive man. What he said? And was it born with a fully functional brain? Anyway, you guys got to go watch the water movie. It's awesome. Yeah, that's a good call there, Jacob. That dude, boy, oh Bill, I don't think he had quite as much of luck with the ladies as old Curly up here. Curly was Mr. Steal Your Grandma right here. Let me tell you, that dude was not playing games. All right. So this shot, obviously from the 20s, 1923. Notice the sleeves, right?
Yep.
So they wore navy and gold. We'll talk about why they did that, but you notice the stripes on the sleeves, right? And that was somewhat inspired here with the New Jersey. So let's talk about the 1923 Green Bay Packers season. It was their 5th season overall and their 3rd season in the National Football League. The team finished with a 7-2-1 record under player coach Curly Lambeau, earning them 3rd place. This was the Packers' first season in Bellevue Park as well. We'll talk about Bellevue here in a second. The NFL season opener on September 30th, bringing the Minneapolis Marines to town for their NFL debut, drew a paid attendance of 3,008 strong. Said to be, quote, the largest crowd that ever witnessed a football game in Green Bay at the time. That figure will be exceeded twice more during the year. So you can kind of see their schedule.
As appropriately, we beat Minnesota 12-0.
There you go. Exactly. I don't know how many innings that game went, but they did beat them 12-0. So it looks like that might have been the first game they played September 23rd might have just been like a scrimmage or something. It kind of looks like. I could be wrong there. Maybe it wasn't. But they played the Hibbing Miners, won that 10-0. September 30th, they played the Minneapolis Marines, winning that one 12-0. October 7th, they played the St. Louis All-Stars. That one ended in a 0-0 tie. All right. October 14th was against the Chicago Bears. They lost that game 3-0. And then October 21st, the Milwaukee Badgers. Imagine a time where Milwaukee and Green Bay both had professional teams. That's really crazy. So they beat the Milwaukee Badgers 12-0. They played the Racine Legion. They lost that 24-3. And if you guys are wondering, man, that's kind of a butt kick in there. I specifically remember this game. There was controversy. I wasn't alive then. Don't tell me the wrong way. I remember reading about this game, and there was controversy with the officiating. And on top of that, the Packers, if I remember correctly, had to try to get fans to help them get rides to Racine to actually play in the game. Yeah. Everybody was
that must have been like a 12-hour drive back then.
Everybody was broker than a fan back then, man, no doubt about it. So November 4th at the St. Louis All-Stars, they won that game 3-0. Then they played
at Sportsman's Park. That's a legendary baseball stadium there in St. Louis.
And I was wrong. So the October 28th game was the game at home against Racine, and that was the controversy around the officiating. And then they traveled to Racine. That's the game I believe they had to get help with travel. They win that game on the road 16-0. November 18th, back at the Milwaukee Badgers again. They win that game 10-7. November 25th, they played the Duluth Kellys, won that game 10-0. And then November 29th, week 10, the final game of the season, they played the Hammond Pros and won that game 19-0. That defense playing pretty solid, wasn't it?
See, we're pitching shutouts whenever we can. See?
What, Jake?
Is that Hammond like on the Hammond is like 10 miles away from me? Is that really?
I'm sure it is. Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's cool to go back in time, man. Look at Curly Lambeau out there, son, throwing that grapefruit around, that watermelon around. That's not a grapefruit. What am I talking about? So the standings, the Canton Bulldogs ended up winning the NFL that year. They went 11-0-1. The Chicago Bears finished second at 9-2-1, and then the Packers finished third at 7-2-1 with the Milwaukee Badgers right behind them at 7-2-3. Really, really cool. You see the Chicago Cardinals down there. The Chicago had two teams at the time. Chicago Cardinals finished 8-4. To the best of my knowledge, the Chicago Cardinals is the same franchise that today is represented by the Arizona Cardinals. They just moved to Arizona. So really, really cool.
What? It looks like some teams only played like 7 games and some played 11.
Bro, I could only imagine, man. Because it's probably can you guys get together and play a game?
Yeah.
Championship. So it's a lot of fun looking back on this stuff. Here's the roster. You ready for this? I don't think y'all ready for this, boys. Linemen. Look how many linemen there were. There were just linemen and backs. Yeah. You've got Cub, but you know what? I need one of you two guys to read this entire roster in the Buckets Goldenberg voice. I don't care who does it. Maybe Tim. Why don't you take the lineman and Jacob, you take the backs. Let's do it.
Starting on the line, we got Cub Buck, Jug Earp, Milton Most Gardner, Jack Dolly Gray. The Dollies really love Jack. We got Norbert Hayes, Wes Leeper, Dewey Lyle, Jab Murray, Wally Neiman, Vincent the Cowboy Wheeler, and Whitey Wooden.
Jacob, you got your work cut out for you, man.
That's pretty good. And rounding out the backs, it's Mert Bassing. Coming in next is Patrick the Buck Gavin. Harold Hansen's coming in after that, followed by your favorite Curly Lambeau. Charlie Mathis is coming in, followed by Stan Mills.
All right, so that was your 1923 roster. Let's talk about some of the stuff that actually matters, as we've completely disrespected this historic team in Packer history, right? So one of the things that made the 1923 Green Bay Packers so important was the stock. It was the very first stock drive, right? And you won't hear anything about the fan that fell, but there was a fan that actually had a slip and fall, right? And he was suing the team. And many people said he was drunk. He was on the old sauce at the stadium.
He was drunk. I'll guarantee you that.
If it was in Wisconsin, he was drunk. So that slip and fall lawsuit is what forced the Packers to try to raise funds, right? That was really what sparked it. But all this came from the Packers website. Let's kind of go through it. So the NFL transferred the franchise into the name of the company, still in the making, the Green Bay Football Corporation. Door-to-door sales, all right? Door-to-door sales were launched on August 18th, 1923 to raise money for the team. Shares were sold for $5 each. There were 1,109 shares sold to 204 different shareholders, keeping the Packers alive, right? So the Green Bay Packers
$5 each in 1923, the equivalent of $550,000.
The Green Bay Packers conducted the first stock sale in 1923 because the team was facing severe financial difficulties and needed to raise funds to avoid folding. Founded in 1919, the Packers had been struggling with debts and operational costs, exacerbated. Makes me think of, never mind. By the loss of their sponsor, the Acme Packing Company. You guys know for a short time they were known as the Acme Packers, right? So they lost that sponsorship and poor attendance. So they were just in the tank, right?
Yeah, Acme Packing Company was the originator, right? That's really convinced them to give us some footballs and some shirts.
I think it was originally called the Indian Meat Packing Company. Yeah. And I know people are going to, he said Indian. Listen, buddy, got Cherokee in me. I think I'm allowed to say it. Calm down. I'm sure you're pasty white and saying I'm not allowed to use the term Indian. Get over yourself, okay? But, so it was the Indian Meat Packing Company, and I think they may have sold out to the Acme Packing Company.
Got it.
Is what that was. All right. So to resolve this, the team founder, Curly Lambeau, organized the sale of 1,000 shares at $5 each, incorporating the team as a nonprofit, publicly owned corporation called the Green Bay Football Corporation. This move raised about $5,000, stabilized the franchise, and established its unique community-owned structure and persists today. There's one of the original stock slips that was auctioned off, and I want to say, I could be wrong, you guys fact check me, I think the number I seen was $45,000 is what it auctioned off for here recently, like I think in 2019. So let's talk about where they play football at. Bellevue Park. Packers to play at Bellevue Park, whose seating capacity was increased to around 3,000 and later 4,000, was home to the Packers during the 23-24 season. Look at that group right there, Jacob. How many of your relatives are in that crowd right there just raising absolute hell in the pregame? That's what I need to know.
There's a good chance that honestly some of them were for sure. That's honestly insane. Miss Green, real quick, dropped a really cool stat in here. She said $5 in 1923 was the equivalent purchase power today of about $94.
Wow,
So
that's awesome. Really
Gotta
good.
love the missus correcting me for my over exaggeration.
That's how it works, Tim.
I say it all the time, Tim. I'm wrong all the time. You don't believe me? Ask my
Every
wife.
single day. Every single day.
Respect Orange just brought up a great little fun fact. He says, wasn't that during Prohibition? And it is true that Prohibition started on January 17th, 1920 to December 5th, 1933.
Yeah,
but that didn't affect
anyway. It didn't
I was
matter.
going to say that didn't matter there, Respect Oranges. And
hey, quick story on that, Jacob, not to cut you off. Guys, go watch the Packers documentary, the Legacy documentary. There's a part on there where they talk about how the reason the mob never got a foothold in Green Bay is because Green Bay didn't need the mob for illegal booze, right? They were down the road. I want to say they had a pretty good foothold in Peoria, I believe, right? Peoria, Illinois, and obviously some of the larger cities. But they said alcohol was already here. Illegal alcohol was already here, meaning in Green Bay. They actually set up a bust. There was a house, and I can't remember how many tens of thousands of gallons of illegal alcohol was being ran out of this house in downtown Green Bay, right? Yeah. So they decide feds are coming up. They're going to bust this whole operation, right? So when they called up, right, and back in the old days, they had to punch them through, right, the old, whatever, the switchboard. They called up and said, hey, let the local law enforcement know. They got on line with them. People were listening in on the line. The feds are coming up. They're going to do this big bust. By the time they got to Green Bay from Milwaukee, the feds, they said the house was completely empty of all alcohol, right? Never arrested a person. Well, I take that back. One person was arrested after it was all said and done. It was the federal agent that went up to bust them. He ended up doing time for trying to bust them, and they smuggled every bit of it out of the house. So, again, yeah, that was a cool little story. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Call out the switchboard. The fuzz is coming. Johnny Law's coming.
Exactly. Did you have anything else you were saying there, Jacob? I'm sorry, man. I just had to
no, well, I just know because personally, my great grandfather ran illegal hooch and moonshine from Stillwater over to Menominee area and then over to Milwaukee area. It's really cool.
Yeah. We had obviously Irish family here, right, that settled into Harlan County, Kentucky, and bled over into Laurel County, Kentucky, and other parts of the southeastern part of the state of Kentucky at the time. And same thing. We ran whiskey like crazy. I'm telling you, man, there wasn't many men in my family that made it past the age of 50. Everybody, I mean, you go back in town or you go back in time and look at the death certificates, it's gunshot wound. So, it's wild how we found each other, Jacob. Funny how that works, man. But this is cool. This is what I was talking about. Drivers needed. They must have an enclosed car and meet at the Elks Club. Volunteers were asked to drive players to a game in Racine. This way, the players were able to make the trip together in a caravan the day before the game. All right, Green Bay Packers
must
football.
Have an enclosed car. That was a
what's an enclosed car?
That means a car with some doors and a roof.
That's exactly what that
maybe
means.
A windshield.
How many people were running around Green Bay with it 13 below zero, and they literally didn't have a windshield? You know what I mean? Yep. It's just, I just got to run over here to the hooch house and get some whiskey. I'll be right back. It'll be fun. Unbelievable. So the Green Bay Packers football men will no longer shiver on the benches. Check this out. As the Packers prepared for a cold road game, the auxiliary to the Catholic Women's Club of Green Bay launched a fundraising campaign to buy blankets for the players to use on the sideline. How about the Catholic Women's Club coming through in the clutch and go, can we get these boys some covers for the damn bench? Their teeth are chattering over there, right?
Whatever teeth they had left, right? And they were chattering around.
Within a week, they raised enough money to purchase royal blue blankets bound and lettered in gold to give to the players. So they actually had it candied up already. All right. So then you had the largest crowd at Bellevue Park of 4,451 fans. The Chicago Bears traveled to Green Bay for the first time to take on the Packers on October 14th, 2023. Another note here. Looks like it was a quote by Curly Lambeau. Not 2, 3, or 4 people were responsible for keeping the Packers alive in Green Bay. The people, the fans of Green Bay, did it down through the years. So
tell him Earl Curly Lambeau. You tell him that quote is still true to this day. I love it.
if you guys have not read the book, Lambeau, the Man Behind the Mystique, I know Tim's got it. We talked about it over and over. It is unbelievable. If you want to know, look at Tim. There it is. Bang. Go get that book. Search Lambeau, the Man Behind the Mystique. And I'm telling you, now, if you don't read well like me, like I don't read well, there's not a lot of pictures in it, okay? You're going to be disappointed there. But I'm telling you, that book tells you everything you need to know about Lambeau. Good, bad, indifferent, right, Tim? It's just a great book. So make sure you check it out. Now, go ahead, Jacob. What do you got?
Not that
He's
I
laughing at
can't. Afro just showed up out of nowhere.
debauchery in the comments.
Never mind. I'll see it. There you go. All right. So inspiration for the 2025 throwback. We showed you the uniform earlier, right? Take a look at them helmets, boys. By the way, I tried to get a mini helmet earlier today.
Good luck with that.
Less than $90. I said, that's a steal. Give me that. On back order till December 31st. So
the mini helmets are $90.
And it's on back order till December 31st.
You can get a full size one for like $2,000 if you really want it.
And that's actually the ones that are airbrushed, right? Now they're saying there's going to be decal ones that are going to be cheaper, but they're going to go quick too, right, Tim?
Oh yeah, for sure. They'll probably sell out.
I will have one of these. It just might be for my 60th birthday by the time they come available. I will.
She will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine.
Will be mine. So look at X sporting the uni there, and notice the stripes on the sleeves. That's what I was talking about. If we go back up, that's kind of paying homage to the stripes they put on those sleeves. Look at my man right there trying to flex that bicep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
While sucking in that belly, he's sucking that belly in and doing the flex.
Yeah, I don't feel like this guy had anything to do with the team. I think he might have robbed a bank and just slipped into the picture at the end. It kind of looks like right there.
I was with y'all the whole time, see?
Josh Jacobs looking good in that new uni as well. Look at J Love, boys.
Yeah.
That helmet's sick, man. That helmet is just – I heard somebody the other day – listen, I love Brian Bulaga. I got all the respect in the world for Brian Bulaga. He's like one of my favorite Packers of all times, right? He always played the game the right way. He never took himself too serious. He's talking about the uni the other day, and he said, I love the uniform. I just hate the helmets. Looks weird. I don't like it. I'm like, Bulaga, how you going to break my damn heart like that? How do you not like that helmet? That helmet is sick.
That's odd because Bulaga looks like he should have been in the 1920s.
He looks like Bucket Goldenberg.
He looks
like Bucket Goldenberg.
All right, moving along. Why did Curly Lambeau choose blue and gold? The Green Bay Packers originally wore blue and gold uniforms because the team's founder, Curly Lambeau, was a Notre Dame alumnus playing for legendary head coach Knute Rockne. When Lambeau returned to Green Bay and created the team, he adopted the school's colors of navy, blue, and gold for the Packers. It was a common practice in the early days of the NFL, with coaches often drawing inspiration from their own alma maters when designing their team's colors and uniforms. You see here, this is Curly Lambeau as a freshman, playing for Knute Rockne. You know, you guys probably know the story. What happened was he and you see right here, win one for the Gipper. That's the Gip right there. You ever heard of that story? If you haven't heard it, go look it up. I'm sure you'll find a YouTube video on it as well. That's the Gipper right next to Curly. So Curly ended up getting strep throat and had to drop out and move back. He got like deathly. Back then, it was strep would kill you, you know, before the modern medicine.
You stepped on a nail, you were dead.
Yeah, exactly. So
cut it off.
He got so sick and he ended up moving back home. So he only played for Knute Rockne for 1 year, but his inspiration also was the reason the Packers came out humming that tater around the stadium there, throwing the football more than most people did, right? Because that's what Knute Rockne liked to do as well with the old box offense and all that. So Curly returns back to Green Bay and starts the Packers. I just wanted to throw that in there. I thought that was really cool. That's why they chose the blue and gold colors, because that was Curly's, colors at Notre Dame. And just full disclosure here, you guys know I grew up in Kentucky, a Kentucky football fan. I also root for the UT Vols because I live in Tennessee, have since 2000. But the reason I'm a Notre Dame fan as well is this right here, the historic ties of the Green Bay Packers. It's like if you don't have a college team and you want to get into college football, start studying up on the history of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and you've already got so many ties of Notre Dame to Green Bay. It's really cool. Tim, what do you got down there, man? Looks like you got something ready to show.
It's interesting that Brian Bulaga didn't like these uniforms. He had to wear this iteration of the uniform, and I think we would all agree that clearly the new 1923 concept is definitely better, right?
Yeah, and I actually liked these unis when they wore
I
them,
did too.
but you're
But
right.
the helmet, though, we're talking about the helmet.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said he didn't like the helmet.
Yeah.
So let's look at the helmet. What do you guys think? I'll take the new helmet over this
I
one.
like the new helmet. That looks like just a duty helmet. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like look at the difference here. Seriously, it's not even comparable. You're right. And Tim, I don't know what he's doing right there, man. But my man
he was moonlighting as an umpire during the offseason, and he's calling safe. He's safe.
Now he did talk about these uniforms specifically, and this kind of ticked me off. Not at Balaga, but at the team a little bit. He said those pants were extra stretchy, like Nacho Libre, my stretchy pants, right? So he said they were extra stretchy. It was like the most comfortable pants they'd ever worn. They went to the team because Jason Wilde asked them, well, like, did y'all wear them after that? He's like, they wouldn't let us. We couldn't. They went to the team and was like, can we wear those type of pants the rest of the year, like where they're kind of that stretchy material? And they said, nope, can't do it. Sorry, which is really odd. But they said those pants were like Chancho's sweats.
Look at his right knee pad is on his inner thigh, so they must be pretty stretchy. You see that?
I see that. Yeah. Sometimes when you're in your room, you wear stretchy pants. It's for fun. So there you go. There is a rundown on why the Packers chose those uniforms, and I'm telling you, gents, I'm excited about it, man. That game. Do we know what game they're going to be wearing it?
We do not. We haven't heard anything official. At least I haven't. But I'm going to be honest. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be wearing their throwbacks. I've got this sneaking suspicion in my heart of hearts that we will be wearing these on the road in Week 8 in Pittsburgh.
Which means the coaching staff would have all the throwback stuff on as well, right? Like it was.
No, that's a guess. Don't quote me on that. That's a total speculation.
No, I'm with you, Tim. That's the first thing I thought too. As soon as the Steelers announced they're wearing their throwbacks against the Packers, it's like that would be a real missed opportunity right there, man. They did
for sure. And if it's anything like they did with the 50s throwback, and they went over real well, they wore them again for another game. So if we wear them on the road once this year, I got a feeling that they might wear them
do at home.
Yeah, we'll do one at Lambeau, I would think, for sure.
Yeah. Is there anything we missed tonight, guys? Anything at all that you could think of we should have covered? I know we went through a lot of information. I tried to get all that out tonight. That way tomorrow when we go live, because we got a training camp practice tomorrow, right, Tim? Am I thinking right?
Sir. We got 10:30 a.m.
Now, I want to say this, and I'm just kind of taking Easton Butler's word for it, and he wouldn't mention what player told him, but originally this was supposed to be a full padded practice, right? He said that a player told him that it's not going to be a padded practice. That's not coming until Monday. So they must have pushed it back. We'll find out if that's true or not. And that's not a knock on him. Don't go hounding him if it is incorrect. He's just relaying the information he heard from a player, and I'm glad he didn't mention the player too. But nonetheless, we will have a practice tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. The plan is for us to go live during that practice. So what we may do is shoot for 11 a.m. Central Time. That way the practice kind of gets well underway past stretches. We'll get you guys up to date in real time what's going on. So make sure you hop in here if you ain't got nothing going on a Sunday morning, man. It's going to be a lot of fun to talk camp updates. Jacob, you got anything else tonight, man? Anything you wanted to hit on or maybe something we might have missed?
I got tons of stuff I want to hit on, but I'll stick it to the Packers.
They're not in here right now, though, are they?
Nah, they already went to bed. I'm going to have to – I was wondering if I could maybe just shout out the PTA Superflex Fantasy League.
Yes, please. Do it, man.
So just real quick, guys, we have 9 confirmed teams, including myself. We've got the OGs coming back in here. We've got Jake, Air Raid Chris, BTA, Chris's Rush Hour, United Bates, Climb Up Mike, Locked In Dane, Hunka Burnin' Love. So we've only got basically another, what did you say, Clayton? Sunday night at midnight. We're going to open it up to the public. First come, first serve.
Yeah, to the Patreon group. To the Patreon group,
I should say. So yeah, there we go. Jake's in the chat right here. Let's see that right there. So we're going to try to, get the old guys, the old team, give you guys the first chance to get back into this league. It's going to be very, very fun. We right now have 5 slots open. So if those are left unopened or unfilled, then all of a sudden, I know that I got Elijah Gwynn, I believe, was in the Patreon chat asking to get in. So
yeah,
I would maybe start making requests. Like I said, we're going to leave it until Sunday night, midnight, before we start taking anybody that wasn't in the previous year's teams. But it's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be very, very fun.
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now in the chat in there, Jacob. If you guys are wondering what chat, you get access to all our chats over in our Patreon group as well. It's really, really cool in there. I'm going to put Fantasy Overflow, okay? That sounds like a bad movie, don't it?
Yeah.
So Cody Davis definitely asked to get in, right? So I'm just going to send that. You copy, paste anybody else that mentioned that they wanted to get in, Jacob. And again, just know, guys, that if you're on that overflow list, you're next in line, but they got till midnight tomorrow night, okay, for anyone who was in the league last year to join. We want to give them first dibs. And if we need a second league, we will, but it's looking like we might just add a couple of newcomers in there and keep moving. Thank you for bringing that up, Jacob. I would have forgotten that. So,
sure.
Tim, you got anything else, Bob?
Ready for practice tomorrow, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Are you going over?
You know I am.
Heck yeah. Jacob, are you available for the live stream tomorrow, sir, or no?
What time are we thinking?
Probably around 11 Central.
Sure, I can do it. Yep.
Cool. So me and Jacob will be live in studio. Tim will be boots on the ground over there. If he gets a chance to hop on, you can, Tim. But we're going to be looking for your tweets. We'll have what we do on these live streams for camp, guys. I'll have multiple Twitter accounts, X accounts pulled up in separate windows here on the NASA computer, and we'll be ready to go to each tweet as they come in. So Tim will be one of them that we'll be highlighting tomorrow as well. So we'll just be getting pictures, video, and just talking Packers camp. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you jump in here tomorrow for that live stream. It's going to be a crap show. It always is, right, Jacob? We do something live, but we're going to have fun while we do it. So
absolutely, can't wait.
Do we get a special request? I seen the Crappers Full comment there. Let me get my.
Oh no,
where'd he go? Talk amongst yourselves for me.
I guess make sure you like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content.
Yeah.
One thing too.
While Clayton gets his National Lampoon's hat on real quick.
They're about to unsub right now. You ready for this? Got that Cousin Eddie look. You know what I'm saying?
You just need a stogie, man. You need a stogie and a bathrobe, and you're in there.
It's a baby, see? Yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah. Can't smoke anywhere nowadays.
Well, we need somebody. You know how we do the splat on the film breakdown where we screenshot it, throw the red arrows. You guys tag me in a tweet. Give me the Cousin Eddie tag right here, okay? Screenshot it, throw it on Twitter. I'll try to ignore it and block you, okay? That's what we're doing. All right. We're out of here. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us, man. We had a big group in here tonight. You guys are awesome. Just on a random Saturday on July 26th where there wasn't even practice today. We just had a full house. This was a lot of fun. Jake G126 with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He said that hat is worth a tip, Roger. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. If Mandy's watching downstairs, she's going to go, yeah, I agree. So we better get something out of it. My husband up there making an ass out of himself live on TV.
You think God never farted?
Alfred E. Newman. Is that the dude from the Mad magazine? Am I thinking
yes.
right?
Yeah.
I do kind of look like him when I pull the ears out. No. Got it. All right. 2-0 for this. Just a tip, though. All right. Appreciate y'all. Let's get out of here. Again, thank you, Jake, for that super chat, that tip on the way out. Also, shout out to Celestial Prophet 20 for becoming a member here on YouTube. We'll see y'all on the Patreon group. Hit us up over there. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go, Pack, go.
Here we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.